Hi everybody and welcome to Guild Wars 2 Little and Little. For today I am with Nix, the one and only. The reason why? Because we are doing Troll's Revenge and he is a Mesmer. Well, he has a Mesmer and he's going to be picking my ass up all along the way. So we start off at said waypoint, right FNAR, and then we run this away. Now, I'm not actually playing, this is a voiceover commentary, I've got to fess up. And why? Well, because during this jumping you will notice there is a lot of cuts, because we fall a lot of times. It actually took us an hour to do this jumping puzzle, which is just wonderful. And there was a lot of swearing that went on, and there weren't any bleeps loud enough to bleep out my profanities. Yes, I mean, I thought Nathrez was bad when he rage quitted and got angry and stuff, but no, that's nothing in comparison to what I was doing during this jumping puzzle. It is horrendous, and if you are going to do it, I strongly recommend you take along one or two Mesmers with you so they can portal you back up, because you can literally get right towards the end and fall and have to start all over again. There are very few safety nets, no checkpoints as such anywhere along the way. It's horrendous. So yeah, that's the brief intro to this jumping puzzle. My advice to you would be just don't do it. Seriously, just skip it. The rewards are not worth the hassle, and you will actually see the quotation rewards that we get throughout this video. Now, just to explain what the jumping puzzle is all about, you basically walk around the rooftops of Lion's Arch collecting little chests along the way. There are 4 chests to get, each of which holds a part of a key, much like the sanctums in World v World. You need 2 parts of the key in that. With this one, you need 4 parts, so you have to go and collect all 4. Sadly, the keys are account bound, so you can't just buy them from the trading post and skip straight to the end, which would be very nice, but I suppose it wouldn't be worthy of an achievement, would it? And oh boy, this is an achievement that you have to work your sweet ass off for. There are various other people who have actually done videos, walkthroughs on how to do this jumping puzzle. I've seen them. I watched like the first part of one and then thought, you know what, this looks easy, let's just wing it, as I do quite frequently. So that's where a lot of the cuts come in, where I stand still for, you know, up to about 3 minutes and just look around going, I don't know where to go next. Now later on in the jumping puzzle we actually come across a team of other players, people who we've never met before. I do come across a guildie right about now, another guildie, but we don't actually venture on with said guildie. Instead we come across some other people who, when we come across them, I will point them out to you. We join a party with them, and we kind of help each other through the jumping puzzle. And yeah, that kind of just brings me on to the next thing that I actually wanted to talk about. I know it's not really much to do with the jumping puzzle, but I did just want to talk about you know, the way that ArenaNet have built this game, and the community as a whole. Now, as many of you probably know, I am from the Ring of Fire, and since the Mega Server came along, I have been cursing the game because I always felt, you know what, the Mega Server just screwed up my guild. Not necessarily screwed it up, that's probably a bit harsh, but the Mega Server did cause quite a few issues when coming to recruiting, especially if you want just a server-based guild. So yeah, that was the difficult thing. But the beauty about the Mega Server is that you can be traveling anywhere and you will find people that will help you. Now, I have no idea where these people actually came from, what server they're from or whatever. They may be from the Ring of Fire. I do recall that one of their guild tags was actually Hero, and I do know that they are a Ring of Fire guild. So big shout out to your guild. But yeah, just the way that the mega server works in this sort of situation, where you can be walking along a jumping puzzle which is just absolutely horrendous, find a group of people and they will just help you out. Luckily they had like 2 mesmers with them, so we had 3 mesmers all together, all waiting for cooldowns on their portals because we just kept falling quite consistently. So yeah, the Guild Wars community for me is really on the up more than anything. So yeah, that's that. Let's move on to the next topic, shall we? So the next thing I wanted to talk about is the other day I was watching back a few Counter-Strike videos that Nathrez does. Personally, I've never seen the whole FPS side of gaming. I'm sure you guys have, but yeah, it's not really my thing. But I watched his very first one, and he actually did an introduction on, you know, why we started the GameSlobs channel, you know, his personal thoughts and feelings on it. And I thought, you know what? I've never actually done that myself. I've never actually taken the time to say, hi, my name is Coops. I mean, I know I say that at the start of every video, but but actually introducing who I am, my life, because I do actually have one, believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe because you always see me posting videos on YouTube, but but yeah, basically my name is, well, my online alias is Coops, because my surname is Cooper. Most people in life know me by Coops, in one way or another. And yeah, I actually joined, well, I met Nathrez when I was actually a coffee guy. Yes, I have no shame in saying that. I used to serve coffee from the back of a van called Cafe Theo, and I used to serve Nathrez out to his office. So that is how we originally met. I mean, we didn't really have much interaction, but he was always a really nice guy. He was always, you know, nice to me, basically. But then, sadly, I was made redundant from the Cafe Theo franchise because, unfortunately, the manager of the franchise could no longer afford to pay my wage. Go figure. So basically, I was on the hunt for a job, and Nathrez actually contacted me and said, hey man, you know, I know you're looking for a job. We've got one possibly coming up here where I am. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I dropped in a CV, and you know, a couple of months later, I'm there working with Nathrez, and he turns around to me one day and he goes, Coops, how are you with YouTube? And I said, you know what, I've always wanted to do my own YouTube channel. I've always thought about it, and I've always wanted to get into it, but I've just not got the, you know, the equipment to do it with. And if any of you have seen any of the previous videos where we're doing huge meta events like world bosses and everything, I have to turn my graphics way down just so I don't lag out and my PC crashes. Yeah, I am working on upgrading my PC. But yeah, I never thought it was going to be the sort of thing that I would ever get round to doing, you know, sort of one of those pipeline dreams and whatnot. And Nathrez just basically said, well, we can do it. You like gaming. You've told me you like gaming. You've spoken non-stop about this Guild Wars 2 thing that I know nothing about. Why not, you know, join forces and do it together? So, me being me, I'm the sort of guy that will just basically take on anything and just go, yeah, sure, why not? I have personally dabbled in a lot of things. They say jack of all trades, master of none. Yo, that's me. Yeah, I mean, I've done web design, I've done graphic design, I've done videography, acting, theatre work, you name it. I've done it all. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. So yeah, I said to Nathrez, sure, why not? So we spent the next like week or so trying to find Nathrez a new online alias, because I think he was originally called Monopolicious or something to that effect, which yeah is as crappy as it sounds, I would imagine. So yeah, we got Nathrez. We came up with a few ideas and we stuck with Nathrez, and that's when it all began really. And we just decided to make the Little and Large series. We came up with the name GameSlobs because we are working full time. We don't have, you know, the kind of lifestyle where we can just sit playing games all day. I mean, I would love that, but we can't. We've, you know, got houses to run. We have lives that require money. You know, I've got a car that needs running, and it won't run on love. As much as I appreciate all your love and affections, cars don't run on love. So hey, there's an idea. Anyway, that's the story for another day. So that's how GameSlobs came about, and we just one day sat down and started recording. And yeah, I just realised that I'd never actually sat down and told everybody the story of well, from my side, of how it all came about. Not that I'm calling Nathrez a liar, but he's a liar. No, not really. Let's move on to another subject. So next, I actually wanted to talk about the current state of Guild Wars 2, more from a veteran player's point of view, aka me. As many of you know, I have pretty much done all of the non-grindy achievements within the game, and that's purely based on the fact that when I hit level 80, like at the beginning of time itself, or that's how it feels, I then thought, you know, they brought out the achievement chests and the achievement armor. I thought, you know what, I want that achievement armor. So I started achievement farming. I got myself 2 legendaries. I got the Bifrost and Kraken, which is the underwater trident, for those of you who don't know. And Bifrost is the legendary staff. And basically, yeah, I just started achievement farming. If I'm going to be honest, it kind of ties in with why I got Nathrez involved in the game. I just ran out of things to do, and I am all the more running out of things to do. So other than, you know, revisiting content, but why would you go and do a jumping puzzle if you've already done it in the past? Well, if you're taking a friend around with you, that would be why. So just doing that sort of thing with Nathrez, and it's good content for the YouTube channel. It's, you know, so that's basically why I'm still playing the game, I guess. And you know, with Heart of Thorns coming up, I know a lot of people have been griping and moaning about the price. I have to say, when I saw the price, I did use a few profanities before I whipped the card out and paid for it. But yeah, it becomes a bit disconcerting, and I can understand that people feel it's a bit disconcerting. A lot of people feel like, oh wow, you know, I've had to rebuy the core game, and that's what's put the price up. But as you know, ArenaNet should have worded it, is that actually no, you're not buying the core game, you get the core game free. So it appeals more to the new players, and yeah, I mean, I'm getting a bit fed up with that. if I'm honest, ArenaNet. That you're looking after the new people more than you are your existing player base, and that is one way to lose everything, if we're being honest. There's only so far that someone can go, like myself, that you're just running out of things to do, and playing the game starts to become a bit of a chore. It's only thanks to the YouTube channel, really, that I'm still actively playing. I mean, I log on every day to do my daily, but you know, outside that, I'm just lost for things to do. So whenever they release a patch like, you know, the Rebirth of Lion's Arch, the first thing I do is go to the achievements panel and check that out. It's like, oh, okay, what achievements have we got to do? Obviously, then you find this horrendous jumping puzzle, and I think, well, I've got to do it. You know, it has to be done, because otherwise, what else have I got to do? And it will just eat away at me, because it's an achievement that I could get, but I'm just refusing to do it, and that's my fault. So obviously, as you can see from the video, I've gone ahead and I've done it. But the jumping puzzle was so frustrating and long-winded that I actually stopped playing for 2 days. I'm not gonna lie, I tried to do the jumping puzzle once before, and it just, I got to the second chest and then fell twice, and it got to the point I got so angry I switched the game off and I just went on a different game, which, FYI, was Final Fantasy VII on Steam, just in case anyone cares. It wasn't until Nyx actually said to me, well, I'll go on my Mesmer, and, you know, we'll run it together. And that's, you know, I couldn't have asked for anything more. And he really has helped me out, so I really am quite grateful to him for that. So big thumbs up to Nyx. Lots of hugs and kisses and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I know that ArenaNet are trying to tease us with, you know, a few bits and bobs, like the specializations that have come out, which, great, now I'm confused. I was never brilliant at builds. I'm the sort of guy that, okay, let's go to metabattle.com and see what the best meta build is that works for me, and then I'll use that. Obviously they're all outdated now, so that's a bit of an issue. But I just feel like they've brought the specializations out now, so everybody gets that now, irrespective of whether you've bought the expansion or not. How much more are ArenaNet going to give away from this content that I've, inverted commas, you know, paid for? And, you know, how much of that is going to come out? I mean, I'm paying for the expansion, Heart of Thorns. I'll be getting guild holes, right? But what about those who haven't paid for it? They're going to be getting it as well, I would imagine. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be getting it as well. So then what advantage am I getting other than the additional storyline? And about what? I've heard reports of about 6 new maps. I'd like to know how you guys feel about this. Leave your comments below and just let me know, you know, how are you feeling about the whole Heart of Thorns release, and so much freebies still being given away, even though there are those of us that have actually, you know, been led to believe that that's the sort of content that we'll be paying for. Just a little disconcerting. And I mean, I can't, don't get me wrong, I cannot wait for Heart of Thorns, just because I'll finally have something to do in the game. I'm hoping that they just add in a ton of new achievements, because obviously I will be doing as many of those achievements as possible, because my ultimate goal is to get the full set of achievement armor. If you do have the full set of achievement armor, please don't show me, because I will be green with envy, and you won't like me when I'm green with envy. tend to get all Hulk smashy, and it's never pretty for anybody. So, yeah. So that is the ultimate goal, to get all the achievement armor, the radiant one, of course, because you know they've done the whole fire thing to death. On this game, everything just seems to have the fiery particle effect, and yeah, although it was cool to begin with, they've kind of gone a bit overboard with it, and now it's just a bit like, I want something different. I actually want to look different from the guy who's stood next to me, some randomer who I've just literally walked past. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Little concerned for the game moving forward. Heart of Thorns and all that. I'm hoping for big things. I know the living world will return, so that will give us something else to work towards. I have noticed achievements are getting harder and harder to get. Maybe that's because I'm running out, but I mean, with like Troll's Revenge that I'm doing now, yeah, this was a really unnecessary jumping puzzle. They should have had checkpoints, like the one in Silver Waste. I can't remember for the life of me what it's called. But the one in the Silver Waste, you obviously get checkpoints along the way. And yeah, just maybe add in a set of stairs at the beginning of each section for the chest. Or, you know, I don't know, just some way to get back, because if at this point right now on the video, if you fell at this point, you're right near the 4th chest. I mean, just thinking about falling there, one, you would die, so I don't think any Mesmer would be able to portal you up, and 2, you would have to start all over again. I mean, I've actually cut this video to high hell, so having to do all of that again, I think I probably would just rage quit. I really do. And content like that, I mean, especially in such a fragile situation where people are getting a little bit agitated. I mean, I've noticed that when the Heart of Thorns was actually announced, the release, you know, that they are releasing an expansion, I noticed that there was so many. I mean, my guild had like 200 people online as it was being announced for the live stream. I mean, that's more than I've ever had. But since then, numbers have been dwindling a little bit, and you know, the guild number has started to fall quite drastically because of inactive members, and we've had to, you know, regretfully, we've had to kick them from the guild. And it's not that we want to, it's just that we need to keep an active guild and an active community, and I just don't think the ArenaNet are going the right way about it. I would rather have 4, you know, not easy, but 4 reasonable achievements to get over this one jumping puzzle, which is just asking for rage quitters. It really is. I mean, I got so angry, like, all the time throughout the entire jumping puzzle. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. So that's the 4th chest right there. So we're just about to go to the last one. So I just want to take this opportunity now to thank the guys that that came along with us as we near the final chest. So here goes. We have got Nyx of Gods, of course, Sheelanor of XIS, Fairwhip of XIS, and Sirana of Tank, who we met along the way, and they helped us out unbelievably so. I don't think we would have made it to the end if it weren't for them along the way. So a huge thank you to you guys for both helping us and for allowing us to include you within this video. It is very much appreciated. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to everybody for sticking it out. I know this has been a very long video, So thank you so much for sticking it out and listening to me be really manic depressive. So thank you very much. And I will catch you next time with Nathrez on Guild Wars 2, Little and Large. Ta-ta!